Broncos country. The monsters are back. It's David and Mike. We've got questions. We've got answers. We've got people watching the show. Get in the chat. You see the question across the bottom. Couple things, guys. Bo Nix. You know we're heading to the playoffs. We're on our way. It's like a 99.999 chance. Like we have to lose out to not get in the playoffs. We're probably winning the AFC West. Those two are kind of in the bag. We got a little bit of work to do. We'll get into the first seed later. That's a whole different subject. But David, we've got to talk about Bo's weapons. This is what I promised everybody. Bo has weapons. Are they enough? We got to get into that. And speaking of Bo, we probably need to talk about where he's at as a quarterback, and maybe even quit trying to comparing to Jake, or John Elway, and let's get real. And maybe we can talk about a couple other Broncos quarterbacks that maybe he, should or could be compared to.
Yes.
And David, I think we've got a few things we need to say about the Kansas City Chiefs tonight too, especially their fans and their quarterback. David, welcome, buddy. It's good to have my partner back on the show. Welcome, chat. Let's go.
Yes, Mike, you got me pumped up. I'm bricked up to talk about the Broncos. I'm bricked up to talk about the crumbling of Chiefs Kingdom. We've been waiting for this moment for 10 freaking years. So
let's go.
I've seen all sort of comments, Mike, 13-year-olds telling me to go F myself, all these sorts of things, talking about Patrick Mahomes, but I love it. I have lived for this moment. You might think that that's pathetic, but I call it being a true diehard fan. It is a turning of the tide. I think we got the better quarterback. We definitely got the better team, and this is just the start. Maybe this is a little too early, but I don't care. Dynasty. We see the aspects of this. I can't wait to talk about it. I also want to shout out Kalshi, guys. They're the sponsor of my channel. Use the code DTB for a $10 bonus when you deposit 10, because guys, what is going on here? The Green Bay Packers are favored in this game coming into Denver. We're undefeated at home. We got the better team. We got the better defense. We got the better pass rush. We got the better quarterback. But they got Josh Jacobs. So that's something to think about. But anyways, join me on Kalshi. I put some money on the Broncos to take care of business this week. But Mike, where do you want to start? There's a lot of fun things to talk about with this Broncos team. You want to start with the weapons? You want to start with the crumbling of KC? Let's get to it.
I think we need to do weapons first. And okay. We don't have to get real deep into it, guys, but there's just a lot. I think earlier in the season and like back at the draft, like everybody was, we've got to get this. We should go get T. Higgins. We should go get, and hey, I'd be great with T. Higgins, who can catch a ball with one hand better than most players than catch with two. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on the guy, but what we're starting to see, David, it's just ramping up. The offense is getting a little hotter and a little hotter all the time. And it's not just Bo Nix. We're going to talk about Bo. He is definitely on his trajectory up. But did you see RJ play that Raiders game?
Dude.
I mean, look, he had 17 carries. He had 75 yards. He had 25 yards. He had a 100-yard game. But with 17 carries, averaging 4.4 yards, man, when TD was rushing for us, he was getting 25 carries a game. I don't know why Sean hates to do that. I know. I'm telling you, man, right now, RJ Harvey, he could run 30 rushes a game. No problem. And be perfectly happy doing it. And he'd be averaging 120, 130, 140 yards a game, David. He's got a weapon in the backfield. And that's just one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where you fall on RJ? Weapon or liability?
Oh, man, absolute weapon. Now, I don't know if I necessarily feel like he can become Alvin Kamara, but that's okay. That's okay. If he's 60% of Alvin Kamara, that's fantastic. And again, I think that we're just seeing, or scratching the surface with this offense and with him, with some of our other young weapons. So to see him have a 100-yard game, I don't care it was against the Raiders, dude. He's a rookie. To be a threat in the pass game as well, tremendous. And it was just kind of like how it looked. Running between the tackles, wasn't always just bouncing everything outside. Showed some discipline there and showed some willingness to get some of the tough yardage, not necessarily try and make every run become a big one. And I got to be honest, I trust him already in pass pro, which I think that was the biggest concern with J.K. Dobbins going down. And yeah, he's looking like that 3-down back that we were hoping that he could become.
Yeah, that was it was a worry. I don't know if it should have been. He's built like a little brick, I mean, he just it's crazy. Last night I was on a different show, and a guest on his show, Cover 4 with Mario Vitanzi over on Let's Talk Broncos, and a lot of fun. Cam was there, Glenn was there, and I brought up a really weird stat, and I don't have them in front of me, so don't call me out in the chat if I'm a half inch off or a half pound off. But remember in April when all we were talking about was, okay, we got this RJ Harvey guy and everybody's really excited, but they were like, man, he's like 5'8" and 200 pounds. He's tiny. He's just this little bitty guy. Well, guess what? Here's our running back room now. Remember this number, RJ Harvey, 5'8", 205. Jaleel, 5'8", 197, maybe 5'7". Tyler Beatty, 5'8", 197 or something. And then we just picked up Sincere McCormick, 5'8", 205. I mean, RJ's the biggest back on the team. He's our bruiser. I mean, if it weren't for Adam Prentice right now, we would have nobody bigger than 5'8", 205. So I'm going to step ahead a little bit and ask you about Adam Prentice.
Yes.
What, he qualifies as another weapon, doesn't he?
Yes.
That's two in the shiver. That's 2 arrows in the shiver, baby.
Yeah. I love him as a part of this offense. And honestly, I've really grown to just love the fullback position. Maybe it's because it's a throwback position. Not a lot of teams use one anymore, but you're seeing the value of having a fullback on the roster, like a real fullback, not some converted tight end, but somebody who can really run the ball from that position. And it's probably been I guess we had Andy Janovich, but we didn't really give him carries. Is it Reuben Drones? Was Peyton Hillis? Did he play a little bit of fullback? I can't remember.
Peyton Hillis was a running back. He was a running back. He was supposed to be. We thought he was going to be a fullback. He was a running back, and I don't remember who got hurt or if somebody got hurt. But he was like 6', 230, 240.
Yeah.
So he's kind of the same, because Prentice is like 6'3", 245, and Atkins is 6 feet 245. Those are two big boys. But we got to see if we're getting Atkins back. But yeah, that's kind of Hillis. I mean, he was great for us when we had him, but then he was gone.
Yeah. Getting him adding cover. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him get some more carries. And to me, a lot of the great running backs, I mean, Bucky Irving has shown that, you can be a smaller guy and still be one of the best running backs in the league. So, it doesn't bother me too much with the rise of Adam Prentice that our running back room is, a little smaller. Can you get yards? That's really all that matters to me. And I think right now we're seeing both Jaleel McLaughlin and RJ Harvey get yards when they're asked to. And hopefully we can see them kind of break off a big run this week against Green Bay. I think we'll need some big plays from RJ Harvey to get this win. Getting Ben Powers back. I don't know if he's going to return this week or next or the week after that. That's going to be huge for our run game as well. So stock up with the run game. That's the, young quarterback's best friend. And I do love the fact that we've had Bo under center more, man. That's helped with the rhythm. It's helped with the run game. It's helped the whole offense just, be in sync.
Man, we needed to do that, David. I mean, because when you're in the pistol or the shotgun, it just limits you so much. And I don't know if, and we don't know if Bo, Sean just, you know how Sean is. He wants it to be comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. He's got a lot going through his head. And the last thing is like, I have to concentrate on handling the snap under center? And then it gets complicated after that because, okay, so I played quarterback, right? This, nothing like pro stuff, but like even taking a handoff and then or taking the snap and then turning to do a handoff, you have to start with this foot and go to that foot, this foot, and then you make the handoff. It's way more complicated than that. Like, it's so unnatural when you haven't done it. It takes a while to learn. But I mean, to me, it keeps the linebackers in. They don't know if they're really like those fake handoffs from the shotgun. Bo doesn't like try and sell those at all. Like he just like holds his hand up and like he's not even looking at him. Like under center though, the play fake, play action pass stuff really starts to work. And by the way, to coin Strez, and oh, by the way, Adam Prentice, 6 yards per carry. All right. RJ's going to be over 4, I predict, easily by the end of the season. Now, somebody made a comment about, oh, here it is. Tanner comes in. Thanks, Tanner. Hope RJ can start to stack games against good defenses. This will be a good test. Well, speaking of stacks, I got to tell you something, Tanner. The game against the Raiders, RJ went up against 13 stacked defenses. And what that means, that 8 or more people in the box to stop the run. They were lined up for the sole purpose of stopping RJ Harvey from running the ball. He had 10 successful runs against 13 attempts, which is the best the NFL has seen since 1922 or 2022 when Derrick Henry did it. Like, that was big boy stuff. Like, I know the Raiders are not a great team. These are NFL football players who were trying to put a pounding on little RJ, and he was not having it. So that is, I'm not a stat guy. I don't put a lot of faith in QBRs and EPA dash whatevers. They mean stuff to people that will tell me what they mean, but without context, they don't mean shit. All right. Mm-hmm. The context is they were doing everything they could to stop him, and they did not stop him. The only thing that stopped RJ was Sean Payton not giving him more looks or more runs, but we didn't need it because the game was a blowout.
Dude, we were already getting freaking 3 8-minute drives, right? 3
mm-hmm.
plus
over 8 minutes. One was over 10 minutes.
Yeah. So people want to get on Sean Payton because he makes dumb play calls every now and then, like every offensive coordinator. But he makes less dumb play calls than the bad ones, right? And you really, final score, okay, 24 points. But the way in which they methodically did it, dude, he called as good of a game as you could ask for.
He was playing with his food at the end of the game, David. Like you said the other night, I forget what show we were doing or which episode we were doing, but you said that we were just being good sports. You know, yeah. Hey, get them they get a little competition ribbon. You know, you tried. And then, but I see in the national media how the Raiders took us. The only difference in the game was a punt return. Like, come on, just obviously you didn't watch the game. Let's go to the wide receivers. Here's some weapons for you. I'll give you, David, I'm going to give you one guess. Who averages the most yards per reception on the team, would you think?
Dude,
it's not a test.
It's got to be Cortland, right? It's got to be Cortland.
You would think.
Oh, no. It's only Pat Bryant then.
It's Pat Bryant, man. I'm telling you, this guy is a star in the rise.
Let's go.
He has not had, all the targets yet. He's got almost a third of the targets of Cortland Sutton. He's got 36 versus 88 for Troy Franklin. Hell, even Marvin Mims has 35. Like, we're just seeing the beginning of Pat Bryant. He definitely comes out as a weapon. He's averaging 13.9 yards per reception. And out of the 22 receptions, David, I think 18 of those have been for first downs.
Insane. So like over 80%.
That's one of my craziest made up stats of all time. And the only reason I say made up is because I don't have it in front of me, but it is really close to that if it's not that. And chat's blowing up. I'm going to get to you guys in a minute. Thank you. Answer the question down there. I want to know what you think about our statement about Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix. I'm not going to say that somebody made me put that in there, but we want to see what kind of reaction we get. Cortland Sutton second, David. Another great year. He's got 775 yards, 773. His targets are 90 and his receptions are 56. It's really starting to show he's got some dropsies, man. He makes the brilliant catches, but you got to admit, like, again, I'm on a, first of all, we're undefeated as a team, right? The Broncos never lose when we do a show that week.
That's right.
Whether it's on Let's Talk Broncos with Zach, whether if it's just the two of us, we are undefeated. I'm not saying it's us, causation, correlation, don't know, but here we are. But Cortland Sutton, I've been saying every week that Pat Bryant has the best hands on this football team. Mm-hmm. He's fast. He's bigger than I thought he was. I think he's like 6'3" or something. Like, he's not a small guy. I think he's wide receiver 1 starting next season. That's my bold prediction for the night. But yeah, Cortland's still a weapon, though, with 773 yards. He's got 5 touchdowns. He still makes those big catches in big times, right? We're not complaining about Cortland here, are we? Weapon number 3.
No, I think it's going to be close, but I think he'll get another 1,000-yard season here, which will be great. Cortland is very much like DT in that respect, where just kind of had the dropsies, but of course, maybe not necessarily the upside that DT had with his big playability. But, you know, Cortland, all reliable, always coming up with the clutch catches when needed. And I think we got, in terms of these big receivers that Sean Payton loves, with Cortland Sutton and an emerging Pat Bryant, I think you're getting at something here, Mike, where we'll talk about this here in a little bit. But when you look at, you know, some of these other guys that became wide receiver 1s for us, Brandon Marshall, Demaryius Thomas, you know, some of these guys,
Rod Smith.
You know, I can't really speak to Rod Smith's rookie year, but I mean, maybe you can speak to it, obviously. But, you know, kind of a slow
undrafted wide receiver that, he's an undrafted wide receiver that nobody expected anything of, and then just like Pat Bryant, just kept, and he wasn't that fast. No, he just kept working, kept catching the ball when it was thrown to him, and started to become more and more of a factor, and got more trusted by the quarterback, who you guys might have heard of, and ended up being the greatest undrafted wide receiver in the history of the NFL. So, not comparing anybody on this team to anybody on those 2 Super Bowl teams, but that trajectory is not unheard of. And I see enough from Pat Bryant to, if the ball's thrown to Pat Bryant, I expect him to catch it every time. It's just so rare when he doesn't.
Yes. And again, like these guys don't need to break out and have a 1,000-yard rookie season, man, to come in and be that number 1 option year 2. Again, as long as we're just seeing flashes year 1, I think that's very important. And you see them get stronger as the season goes on. So, I mean, like DT, I know he was like injured, but and maybe with Brandon Marshall too, like neither of these guys really got onto the field to the second half of their rookie season. So I think Pat Bryant's right on schedule for being the 70th overall pick. And again, we'll find out this offseason how much they believe in Pat Bryant in terms of becoming a number 1 option, because it would allow us to spend our free agency dollars and our draft capital in some other at some other positions, which could be a lot of fun. But I want to see him continue to emerge as this season goes on. All the pieces are starting to feel really good when it comes to leading towards a nice Super Bowl run.
Do we have? So I guess the bottom line, I asked the question. In fact, I made the statement. You know, Bo's got weapons. We obviously have enough weapons to get deep into the playoffs? And we haven't even talked about Marvin Mims, who's got 5 touchdowns. We haven't talked about Troy Franklin, who's arguably, his hands are a problem, but he's got 5 touchdowns this season. Look, so even like our not great receivers are doing their part, and that's what you need. You really need 2 really good receivers and then somebody to blow the top off. We're really close to having our wide receiver game going for us for Bo Nix. He's got the guy he can trust. He's got 2 guys he can trust. He's got 2 guys that pick up a lot of first downs when they catch the ball. He's got Troy Franklin, who can blow the top off almost any defense, and honestly, he's having a better year this year.
Yes.
Let's be honest. I mean, he's improving. Like, someone was postulating last night about thinking he's going to be gone next year, and I didn't want to roll my eyes on the show, but it's like, that's not happening.
That's
like,
insane. That's insane. He's on a rookie deal.
Yeah, you can't cut people like that and then complain about how we don't develop players. Like, this is the perfect guy to develop. He can catch the ball. And the reason he catches with his body sometimes is because he's still nervous about drops. He will not drop a ball all day in practice, catching with his hands, one hand, all that stuff. It's just repetition. He's going to come around. Little Jordan Humphrey's back. Adam Troutman's a weapon now all of a sudden. Evan Ingram's he's climbing the list. David, everybody's climbing this list. And you know why? It's because Bo Nix is getting better. The offense is getting better. Let's get into that. Set us up here, David, would you? Let's actually, we got to reward the chat here. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. I got to get somebody else to run this board because I'm just not fast enough. Jaleel running time. Hard also. Yeah. Is it Vincine? He is. And let me just let you know, Jaleel has worked himself all the way up to 3.8 yards. Okay. So but gosh, he's only played 4 games. Like, this really isn't his year. We'll see what happens for the rest of the year. Marky, our good friend of the show. RJ's a big back. He's short, but he's built like an absolute tank. Yeah. I mean, he is. Like, David, you remember that picture that came out of his calves, like from training camp, and it was like they measured that. It was bigger than my waist, and I'm just over 6 foot tall, so you can tell what a skinny little rat I am. But yeah, that he is not a small back. He's a short back. What do we got here? My man Tanner Prentice is greater than 22 Janos. Good call back. Anybody remembers 22 Janos? Yeah, for sure.
Those Janos are tough years.
Yeah, tough years. Thanks for that. Nice surprise for sure. T Fishes is always in the house. The biggest question with Harvey out of college was, can he block? Answer is yes, he can. He just needs to slow down a tad bit at handoff. He'll get there. David, what do you think of that comment from your boy T Fishes?
Oh yeah. Again, still finding his rhythm with the NFL speed. No, I have no concerns at all with him. I want you to highlight closer to the bottom of the chat, Mike, JP's comment on what Steve Smith said.
Holy crap, where is it?
It's like maybe 5th or 6th from the bottom.
JP, Steve something?
Yeah, Smith? Yeah. Said Steve Smith recently said if he could build a wide receiver core of any receivers, he wanted Pat Bryant. He would be one of the receivers on his team for his hands, and also said he's the real deal. And yeah, he also said that Jerry Jeudy wasn't the real deal. So he knows his wide receivers. JP is absolutely right about that. Yeah, I think we got a steal in the 3rd round with Pat Bryant, man. I really do think so. Mike, any other comments on that?
No, I'm not, but I do want to reward the viewers here, guys. I'm sorry. Let's go to them, and then let's talk. Can we do Bo and quarterbacks, kind of like where he's at?
Oh yeah, I wanted to get to DeAndre's comment too.
Yeah.
Here,
all right, we're gonna go through. I'm gonna go every comment down. Here we go. We're gonna go. We're gonna do quick round. Powers be back this week or next? Don't know yet. Haven't seen it. I hope he's back. I wanted him to sit out last week, even though he could have gone. So I think, Packers powerhouse team. This is a big game. David?
Yes, sit him out this week.
All right. Franklin end up with more reps this game with Pat missing practice. No, he'll be fine. Pat will be fine.
Pat should play. Play this past game.
Yeah. Also, like how we're not throwing backwards passes. Yep. Don't need to because the run game's working. Shout out to Skinner for being special team beast. He made the block on a big, huge block on Mims's punt return touchdown pass. So great comment there from our friend Vincent Vicine. Hey, man, put something in the chat that tells me how to pronounce your name so I quit screwing that up. DSW, I still want to see Tillman as fullback or tight end. He's got the second best hands on the team, DSW, no doubt.
Yes.
Next week. Shut up, Marky. Don't ruin my day. So he must be talking about powers. Thank you for looking that up. I should just make him like start Venmoing Marky like every week so that he can run the board to make sure all the comments get and do all the stats for us so you and I can just sit here and BS all night.
Yes.
Tell him, Mike. I don't know what I'm telling him, but I will, Marky. You know, I always tell him. Yeah.
I think
we're
so.
winning it all. What do you think of that? What do you think of that comment, David? This one's right up your alley.
If Dobbins comes back, I feel like we're definitely winning it all, man. No doubt about it, man. I'm drinking the orange and blue Kool-Aid.
You got your glasses?
Yeah, they're on my other desk.
All right, we won't bring those up. I'm going to bring these comments up here, so I'm not looking down so much. Facts. Sutton has been the silent leader. Yeah, he is a leader, no doubt. What's up, Richie Rich? My man, Rich. Loved your show the other night, by the way. Yeah, get some Gorilla Glue. Off topic. Why would you go off topic, DSW? Greenway's not played defensive team at the caliber of the Texas Broncos. No way. Wait. What?
He's talking about Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Greenlaw. That's true. I think Green Bay's a really good team, though. So we're gonna get a fight from them. Wouldn't it be something, David, if Green Bay came in there? And by the way, I think they've only won like once there in a really long time. Like Green Bay does not play well in Denver, so home field advantage is going to be good. But we got to talk about Jordan Love here in a minute. Like he's playing really good football.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You're going to find out. Stay tuned for that if he makes our list of top quarterbacks. But I think that Green Bay game is going to be a winnable game. I'm surprised we're not favored, but it's not. This is going to be. We're playing well at just the right time, David, for Green Bay.
Yes, we are, and we should win this game. Vegas got it wrong.
All right, here we go. We finally got a comment from your.
Thanks, DeAndre.
All right. What is it?
DeAndre
Weatherspoon.
Yeah.
I don't want to DeAndre. Diehard Broncos fan, not getting ahead of myself. Mahomes is a great QB that has gotten it done when it matters the most, and Mix is only in his second year. Yeah. We're comparing a second-year quarterback to an All-Pro Super Bowl champion MVP Patrick Mahomes. Guess what? This year, I think Mahomes is second fiddle to Nick's.
Exactly. And this is what I wanted to preface with is that, yes, legacy, you can't compare the legacy right now. But when you look at 2025 in a vacuum, Bo Nix has absolutely been the better quarterback. Maybe Mahomes still has some more stats, but when you watch how they play the position this year, I've watched a lot of Chiefs games. I've watched a lot of Broncos games, every Broncos game, man. We'll get into it, but Bo has outplayed Mahomes this year, and not just in the head-to-head matchup.
No, you're right. And let's talk about. Should we go? Why don't we do like? Let's do quarterbacks, okay? Like NFL quarterbacks. Now, do you want to get real deep in the weeds in this, or do we just want to kind of? All right.
No.
Let's. You guys out there understand QBR is, for me, it's kind of a junk stat, but it has some usefulness, just like passer rating does. They all have a little bit of usefulness, but when you see stuff like Jackson Dart is the 7th ranked quarterback on ESPN, based on QBR. I like Jackson Dart. He's a good-looking quarterback. He's fun to watch. He's kind of like Bo in some ways. Like he'll run around and, Bo's a little smarter, but he's in his second year. But he's ranked 7th. David, Jackson Dart's not a top 10 quarterback in this league. No. Dak Prescott, according to this, I'll give you the top 5. Prescott, Love, May, Mahomes, Stafford, based on QBR. All right. So just set this up. I think Bo Nix is 17th on that one. Now, passer rating. Oh my God, they've got people who have like one game played. So you got to.
I know
you got. Yeah, I don't even want to try and go through this. This is bad. All right, we'll do this. It's Stafford has the highest passer rating in the league. He's having a great year. He's 67 or 66.7 percent, and he's got 3,300 yards passing. Drake May, like it's the Pats. I know we hate the Pats. We're up against the Pats for the first seed. Watch Drake May play the game. The guy can frickin' sling it. He's gonna be a great quarterback for them. He's gonna come up against when we start playing playoff football and he starts meeting some of the teams that the Broncos have played, like the Eagles and the Texans and the Chiefs with those defenses, it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call for him. But for right now, Drake May's playing really well. We got a lot of choices here. Now, do you have a top 5? Do you think we have a top 5-ish that we could agree on? And would Drake May
yeah, I think so. And before, I guess I'll spoil it a little bit. Bo Nix is better than Patrick Mahomes this year. I don't think either one of them is a top 5 quarterback or having a top 5 season this year. But I think in some respect, Bo, man, he's been awesome, in these fourth quarter comebacks. But I think the top 5 that I would give right now, in no particular order, in who I think has been playing the best football, you got Matt Stafford, you got Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, let me see, Sam Darnold, and dude, I'll meet you right there with Joe Burrow, dude. There in the top 5. I mean, he's all
right. Okay, wait. Now, say your 5 again. I'm gonna say which
Stafford, Allen, Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, and I'll throw Joe Burrow in there. If not,
all right, you don't have to. While I'm talking, all right. So I agree with you on 4.
Yeah.
I don't know about Dak Prescott. He is top. He's 6 or 5 for me. He's right there. Let me just look and see who am I forgetting, because we almost. I don't,
because Lamar
Geno
hasn't
Smith
had a good year.
Geno Smith. Yeah, Geno Smith. Okay, so there's my top 5. All right. Obviously, I don't even need to say I'm joking, right? Yeah. I just think Burrow, when he's healthy and playing well, like he's just so damn good. I can't exclude him. But gosh, man, this year Dak Prescott really is having a great year. Sam Darnold is great. Man, it's tough making a top 5. But Bo ain't on the list, guys.
No.
Like he's not quite there. We're kidding ourselves. But guess what? Neither's Patrick Mahomes, David.
No, and
that's your whole point, right?
Yes. All you need. This is what I'm trying to get at. Yes, having a top 5 quarterback definitely increases your chances to win, right? Nice. But all we need for a well-built team is an elite decision maker, somebody who can manage the game. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, when he chooses not to just throw hospital balls like he did this past game, a bunch of interceptions, getting his guys laid out, when he manages the game, dude, Chiefs win a lot. Okay. Chiefs win a heck of a lot. This is why I feel so good going into the playoffs, is that our team is at the place where it's at right now. Not in spite of the quarterback, which is great, but also not solely because of the quarterback play either. when you talk about the weapons, the reason I think the weapons are looking so much better, right, than compared to years past is because Bo Nix over the last couple of years has grown in being a better game manager. And I think he's distributing the ball better than what we've had here the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like that's all I'm really trying to get at. I could see him getting into top 5 categories, eventually. But
maybe next year.
Dude,
maybe
that
next
would be
year.
awesome. But when it comes to building a legacy, dude, you don't need that. You don't need to be in the top 5 in passing yards and all this stuff all the time. I think Bo was close to top 5 in total touchdowns last year, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But you don't need that. All you need is a fantastic game manager. And the teams that have won, and they just manage the game. And they usually have a pretty good defense too. So, again, you can say, well, Mahomes leaned on an elite defense to win these Super Bowls. I agree with that. But it's not the shot that sometimes I make it seem, right? Sometimes that's the right way to play the game when you have a really stacked defense. And it's something that I think we should look to emulate as we get into the postseason.
Bo Nix has gotten better every year he's played football. That doesn't always happen. He did it in high school. He did it in college. He's doing it in the pros. He is he's tied for 12th in touchdowns, passes, scoring points, the number one job of a quarterback. We've been brought into this world of stats and pro stats and advanced stats, and then now it's advanced analytics, and it gets, man, I love listening to that stuff, especially when Zach Seegers talks about it, because he does have a way of making it mean something to a Neanderthal like me. But at the end of the day, what do I really care about? They say wins aren't a QB stat. Well, touchdowns certainly are. Okay. Like if you want to argue whether wins are QB stats or not, but then you just can't talk about the winningest quarterback of this, of that, and then have it mean something. Here's why people started to think you needed an elite quarterback to win Super Bowls, because we went through a period of time after the NFC dominated the Super Bowls for like 13 years in a row. Mm-hmm. The Broncos came in and beat the Green Bay Packers to snap that streak of 13 straight NFC Super Bowl dominations with John Elway, the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Now, fast forward a few years, there was a time where either Peyton Manning or Tom Brady and maybe one other guy slipped in there and won Super Bowls. Tom Brady was not a draft pick hero because he was a 7th or 6th round draft pick. But I mean, he's one of the best quarterbacks that ever played the game. And so we got spoiled thinking that's the only way to win, is to have that. But that's only recency bias. You don't have to have, you just need a good quarterback. And Bo is already a good quarterback, and I'm predicting he's going to be a very good to great quarterback next year, and he'll be elite by the time he signs his second deal. He is he's definitely on his way. I think we can talk. I think we got a good top 5 there to close out that where we see Bo. I have him about 12th right now in the league.
Yeah,
David,
I think that's
about right, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't come out with that full list, but I would imagine I'd have him somewhere around 10. Yeah.
We'll do. Yeah. So next week we'll do a dive on that, and then we're going to have the Green Bay game behind us, and we're going to be talking about playoff scenario stuff a lot next week. So make sure everybody in the streams, both streams, like and subscribe to both of our channels, please. We are like brothers, man. We need you both. David's doing so great. He's got like twice as many as I do, but I'm not complaining because I have a lot of you out there too. And you guys make me so happy. And I love this comment from SW comes in. He says, "Nah, not that one, this one." There we go. Just want to say you both do well as a great collaboration together. for the same team with different opinions. Of course, like we're not going to bullshit you guys. Just because we're brothers in arms and Broncos, we're not going to be fake. We're just going to be who we are. If you were sitting here having a drink with us, we'd be exactly the same idiots we are on this screen, except maybe not as good looking because I got this nice lighting up here. Makes me look better.
I don't know about that.
But thank you so much, DSW, for that comment. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate everybody in the chat. T-Fishes, I want you to answer this question, David, because I already know the answer. If Herbert and Bo and Mahomes were in the same draft, who are you taking? Are you talking about at their current age with all their history, or what are you trying to say?
I will tell you.
Coming out of college?
Now, again, we couldn't. My YouTube channel here has only been around for a couple seasons now. So, again, there's no way to prove it. But I am more of a fan of the playing the quarterback position from the cerebral, kind of standpoint. Okay. Herbert ain't it. Even though I troll it, I do feel like there is some truth to Mahomes scrambling and athleticism being a huge part in his success. Not necessarily always somebody who really plays, on time. There's also been a lot of talk with Chiefs fans about Patrick Mahomes over the last couple of years checking out of a lot of run plays. Okay. I'm going with Bo strictly because of his decision making and his ability to, I think he's just as good as Mahomes in the clutch. Maybe that's crazy because he hasn't won any touchdowns yet or any Super Bowls. But from what I've seen so far, dude, I trust him in the clutch. And I like the way in which he plays the game of football. It does have shades of Drew Brees, of Peyton Manning, not necessarily to those guys, but I've been more of an Aaron Rodgers kind of guy than I am Brett Favre. Okay. That's just how I am, man. So, yes, I like how Bo plays football. And that's why I was such a big fan of hiring Sean Payton here, because he was going to work to get somebody like a real field general behind center.
42 minutes in, you guys are still hanging with us. I thank you so much for that. We are going to, I just want to do like a little, let's stop comparing Bo to Elway. Let's stop comparing. There's a couple other, Dave, that might make more sense.
Yes.
And one of them, interesting enough, because he was a draft pick of ours, and he was a later draft pick, is Jay Cutler.
Yes, I want to talk about this so bad.
Okay. So let me give you some generalities. Okay. Mike Shanahan. We came up to, we thought about talking about this like 2 minutes before we came on the air. So, we draft Jay Cutler. Jake Plummer is our starting quarterback who we got from Arizona. Okay. So Jake was in like his 8th year ish. Please, chat, don't attack me because I'm just going off memory. But he'd played like 5 to 7, 8 years at Arizona, and then we signed him to the Broncos. Okay, so that's not an actual but we can't really compare apples with him. But it's still interesting to look at Jake, and I'll start with Jake first. David, when Jake Plummer came in, we were very excited because Elway was gone. He wasn't coming back. Brian Greasy was the next quarterback who not good. Like when Jake came in, we were like pretty excited. Like he's a little wild. But here's a couple of things I want to show you. This is a quarterback that came in to play for Mike Shanahan and this offense. So he still had weapons around him. He was a running quarterback who was really bad. He would always have like the same amount of touchdowns as he did interceptions. Yeah. So that was his reputation. Jake the Snake. He came in. He only played 11 games his first season. This is in 03. He went 9-2. Okay. He 62% completion. He had 15 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. We were like, okay, it kind of works. Now he played 2 full seasons next. He went 10-6. All right. In 04. Another, 58% completion, 27 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. He was living up to his reputation of who he was. Now here's what got interesting. In 2005, maybe some of you don't remember this, the Broncos had a good football team. We went 13-3.
Yes.
Okay. This is his third
Especially-
season on a team in a
Yes.
system. So this is a professional, highly regarded, not a second year quarterback, David. He's a professional. He's in his, well, let me go back. So this is 97 was his first year. We're in 2005. He's in his 8th year now, 8th or 9th season, whichever. I think it's 9th season. He goes 13-3, 60% completion, throws for 3,300 yards,
Wow.
18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Clearly one of his best years. Okay.
He stayed all off season in Denver leading up to that season. I remember him talking
like
about
he
it. He didn't
committed.
normally do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there was plenty of shrooms and there was plenty of weed and he could hang out and, do all that, which is great. But I honestly, we got all the way to the AFC Championship game. And for a squad that looked like it was a year away, sounds familiar at the beginning of this season. His last season, so in 2006, we draft Jay Cutler. So Shanahan went a little cuckoo. We were 7-4, and he benched Plummer. Well, he had thrown 11 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, so he was getting a little bit, bad. Jake.
It was not good.
It was not good. It
was
7-5, and Shanahan said, "Screw it, we're starting the kid." Now, what are your overall thoughts on Jake Plummer? I know you don't. You haven't watched a lot of Jake Plummer. I know you like him a lot. I know you've seen his highlights. But I mean, when you hear those numbers and you kind of hear the history, it's pretty cool that a Jake Plummer, who was probably, honestly, maybe the 17th ranked quarterback in the league, we went to the AFC Championship game with him.
Yeah. Man, I love the Jake Plummer years as a kid. And my dad was so pumped when we got Jake Plummer. And we always had like Sunday Ticket growing up. So, because I think Sunday Ticket was around then, right? Wasn't it? Unlike the Dish or whatever. So,
I don't know.
Because I just remember watching all the Broncos games, dude. So, yeah, it was awesome to see Jake's growth. And again, like I was really confused, especially as like a kid at the time. It's like, man, we just went to the AFC Championship. What are we doing drafting Jay Cutler? And honestly, I wonder how just the vibes of the team would have been in 2006 if they didn't do that. Because, once you draft a quarterback, dude, everything changes. But yeah, like after you kind of say, "Hey, Jake, you're not my guy," it wasn't going to end well. It wasn't.
No, it's over.
But some of the things that I really liked about Jake in this Shanahan offense, again, getting him under center and doing a lot of play action, a lot of the bootlegs. That's why he was like so successful. Again, we didn't have an offense that lit the world on fire, but we had a really strong run game. And we had really great weapons. I mean, wasn't Javon Walker like one of our main weapons that year in 2005? Yeah, that was cool to see. And
I don't remember Javon Walker being able to catch anything, but
dude,
that could be a bad memory. I don't know.
I remember Javon Walker, man. I like Javon Walker, but yeah, again, I was just a kid. But anyways, when we drafted Cutler, I'm very curious on like what your feeling was of him during his 2 seasons in Denver compared to like how you feel right now with Bo. Because I remember, dude, like we would always lose like those last 2-3 games of the season to go 8-8. Those last couple of years with Shanahan, we could just never close to make the playoffs. And, then obviously Mike Shanahan's fired, McDaniels trades him. Just trying to figure out, like, how would you kind of compare your feeling about Jay Cutler before he was traded to how you feel about Bo right now, because I feel like
that's a great question.
like when we traded Jay, everyone's like, this kid's an amazing quarterback, but it was clear, dude, he like wasn't a winner at Vanderbilt. Harder to do then than it is now, but he never won us those games.
Here's the thing. I lost your stream for a second, but I get the gist of it, man. I was psyched when we drafted Jay Cutler. Most of it was, I'm just such a huge fan, and to invest a first round pick in a quarterback, and I went and watched a few of his Vandy highlights or whatever, and I was like, okay, but it was really the combine. Like he just looked cool and collected. He had a rocket arm, and I'm like, oh man, he's Elway 2.0. Let's go. But I was I'll answer the comparison of how I felt about Bo and Cutler when I get done with this. But I was psyched that we brought somebody in. I mean, he played 3 seasons there, not 2. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember right,
that's
he played
right,
3
because he had half his rookie season.
He sat out for half a season and then took over for Plummer. You know, I used to do this thing during the interviews when they would interview him, right? And it was just something stupid. Like Jake Plummer always kind of seemed like, you know, he was kind of out of it during the interviews and he wasn't really paying attention, seemed that bright or whatever. And that was just a bad, you know, I was younger too. Believe it or not, I was young at some point in my life. And I just always thought he kind of seemed like he wasn't that bright. Like he just never felt like a Shanahan guy. And Cutler did this thing where he would nod his head when people were asking him. He would just sit there going, yeah. And he would almost start answering the questions before they finished. It turned out he was just kind of a douchebag, but for some reason I thought it meant like he was like this really sharp guy and he was really, I loved his arm. He would have, you know, he'd have these flash games where he would do something miraculous. And he had, you know, we had some fun receivers on the team. What was the little rookie that kind of, the little short guy that he set like the franchise record one day for like most catches in a game. Like they just had, God, I almost said Rice, but it's not. You'll have to look that up. But Cutler was exactly what you said. Like his best record in Denver was 8-8. I mean, really what it comes down to, he had 25 touchdowns, 18 interceptions in his best season. But he was
no different than Jake Plummer, dude, really. And
like it was a mixture. It's the coach quarterback conundrum thing, right? Like if those two don't mesh, then it's just not going to work. Like those two are joined at the hip, just like the monsters here, guys. We're joined at the hip.
Yes. But this is what reminds me, man, and it's why, again, like some quarterbacks are my style.
Eddie Royal, thank you, JP. Yep.
Yes, sorry. I love that.
Eddie Royal.
But it's like Jay never got better at some of those things that you just wanted to see him eliminate from throwing off the back foot, the bad habits, like the untimely poor decision making. It's like that kind of, again, I think that he would get some Brett Favre comparisons, right? If I remember correctly. I'm just not a fan of just winging it too much, even though I guess Jake Plummer was kind of in that mold. But
well, he was. They had bad Jake and good Jake, they used to call him, you know. No, I agree with you 100%, man. Jake didn't show, like by year 2 I was like, I don't know, like something's not right with this guy. And then when year 3 came around, his best year, he just was never, you know, great. But I also thought, you got to remember, we're fans too, right? And at that time, I wasn't doing shows and doing, you know, comparisons, and we didn't, you know, there wasn't a lot of that going on in my life. I was watching my team and other teams, and you know, just rooting for the Broncos. I didn't like once you're on our team, you're a Bronco, baby. You're mine. Let's go. And so I was like, come on, Jay. You know, let's get this done. We're gonna build around it. Next thing you know, they fire Shanahan. They bring in McDickhead, who trades Jake away the minute he gets here. And next thing you know, we got Kyle Orton playing quarterback for us. And it was on to some of the most depressing years of my life.
It was
But
awful.
It was awful. But the point of all this, guys, and thanks for hanging with us. Here's where we're at. Bo Nix. Okay. So we've talked about Jake. We've talked about Jay. First of all, Bo Nix has never lost anywhere near the number of games per season that these guys do. He went 10-7 his first year. He went 11-2 so far his second year. He's just a little baby. I don't care if he's 25. He's just getting started, guys. Like, this game is different and it's hard, and he's already surpassing those quarterbacks that he can be compared to, because one, they were Broncos, two, they were kind of running Broncos. But he's smarter. He's got, remember, I think way back, David, 2 years ago, what a weak, limp arm Bo Nix had. Remember all the talk about he didn't have the arm strength to play in the NFL? Are you effing kidding me?
Never thought that. I never thought that watching
you.
him
Well,
play.
we didn't
So
think
weird.
it, but that was the national narrative,
Yeah.
and that's why the narrative is how it is now. Why nobody's sold on Bo Nix is because they spouted off already and said that he would never make it, and now they're just trying to make it happen because they can't admit that. Man, you know what they would do if I was on ESPN 2 years ago and I said, I don't see it in Bo Nix, man. He's too wild. He doesn't have the arm strength. I'm just not seeing him be an NFL quarterback. A year later, I would come on ESPN and go, hey, guys, play that clip from last year when I said this about
Right?
Bo Nix. And then go, boy, was I wrong about this guy. This guy looks really good. Why can't you just be a man and admit you were wrong and say that Bo Nix is a damn good quarterback, David? What's up with these people?
I'm wondering if it's because, again, like, one thing that Bo Nix is really good at is just he can throw kind of off-speed pitches, right? He can throw a ton of different balls, and he throws very catchable balls. And a lot of the time when he's throwing, he's not just freaking ripping it 100% like JD McCarthy is, right? I wonder if that, because, again, like, he won't throw with the most velocity sometimes, like at Oregon or whatever. And I'm wondering too, like Shedeur, people will talk about Shedeur not having a strong enough arm either. And he could throw the deep ball. But again, I think it's because he puts a lot of touch on his passes. He's not necessarily always just ripping it right over the middle. Or maybe they just compare everybody to Josh Allen or Mahomes. And like, those guys have the biggest arms in the NFL.
And they do. Like, if one guy can do it, everybody else has a weak arm. It's ridiculous. Matt Stafford has a rocket arm. I don't know if people know that. Like,
yes,
he's got a rocket for an arm. Sam Darnold has a rocket for an arm. He just doesn't use it. Like, Elway had one pass, and it was a freaking bullet, but he made it work. Peyton Manning never had a strong arm.
Had everything but a strong arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can throw all the other pitches.
Like, strong
he's like
arm
a Greg Maddux.
Yeah. It's one of the stupidest conversations. Like, if you have a strong enough arm to throw the ball in the NFL, and if you can throw a 12, 15 yard out, which is one of the hardest throws in the NFL, and you can throw, a 35, 40 yard, nice little rainbow shot, post or whatever. Yeah. Your arm is going to be, Baker Mayfield. There's a million examples. Like, you just have to have a good arm. Bo has a better than average arm. I've seen it now. Like, the tape tells it all. Just watch the games. Like, when he needs it, he can sling that ball, but he's smart enough not to do it. And he's actually starting to get better at his moon balls now, where he's not overthrow like everybody was calling him. He's putting them there. I mean, the guy's growing. He's 66% completion percentage. We'll just go career totals, 64.9. That's NFL standard. That's fine. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Second year quarterback, by the way, if I have to remind you, he's at 65%. He's got 48 touchdowns and 21 interceptions, well over twice as many touchdowns as interceptions. That's what you want to see. And his rating's 90. I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. He's our guy. That's not even what we're talking about. He's top 12. He's in there. Put him at 15. I don't care where you put him. I have him at 11-2 is where I have him right now. And hopefully after this weekend, I'll have him at 12-2. So let's wrap a bow on that. let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. What happened to him though? What's the deal with Patrick Mahomes?
And this is what I want to talk about, man. Here's the deal with Patrick Mahomes, man. I don't think he trusts his line. His weapons are bad.
Ooh.
He knows his defense is not what it used to be. So he's pressing, man. Again, like he could be Superman when you had all these other things working. And guys, that's not a shot. Like I'm not trying to make it a shot at Patrick Mahomes. A lot of people take this as a shot. But when you look at all these good teams that Brady and, Manning and all the greats, of our era, they were on just really good teams. And yeah, I think he's pressing a little bit. I also think the Chiefs has done a poor job of investing in the right positions and developing, the weapons, everything like that. And particularly with the wide receiver position, they generally haven't done very well at it. So, again, like I don't think Mahomes has ever been, again, I would consider him more like a Brett Favre than I would like a Drew Brees type. Okay. Like,
yeah. Oh, for sure.
That makes sense. And I think he's going to have to go through a transition now in his early 30s where he's going to have to recreate his game a little bit. We've seen other quarterbacks do it around this point, but this is something that I don't necessarily know is a guarantee. He's going to have to play more from the pocket. He's going to have to get rid of the ball quicker because I think you're seeing these lower leg injuries from him scrambling so much and taking hits like that. They're starting to catch up with him, man. And yes, we're in a very good position right now where Denver can pay pretty much both offense and defense outside of, Bo Nix to have a really good foundation around him. But I'm hoping, like, what really gives me a lot of hope is that, you can find and develop offensive linemen that are undrafted, like Alex Palczewski, something that the Chiefs have never been able to do during this era, right? You got Pat Bryant at pick 70, who I would say is already showing that he can eventually be better than somebody like Rashee Rice, which is awesome. But they're choosing to pay inside linebackers instead of letting, their all-pro safety go. Lost a lot of defensive line talent. We've been able to just continue to invest in that. But I think we have to continue to stay disciplined in using our top picks on the most valuable positions, which are the trenches, which are cornerbacks, and then building outside of that. If we can just continue to do that, I think Bo Nix is going to be set up for long-term success. What you're seeing now is Patrick's going to have to recreate his game with kind of the foundation crumbling around him.
Here's another. I love that, man. I've been wanting to talk about this too. I'm so psyched. Let me say something about it's not just Patrick Mahomes, but a big part of it. That team was so spoiled on getting every call from the refs for so many years that they now think that they're being targeted as, all I see from Chiefs fans is we're way better than our record. They're 6-7. You are what you are. So whatever, like you can make that argument if you want. It's your team. I have no problem with you making that argument, but don't talk to me about how penalties are the reason you're losing. I just want to give you thing. And I'm going to say, Strez, thanks again, because I'm going to use one of your terms. Okay. The Denver Broncos are the most penalized team in the NFL. More penalty yards than any team. So welcome to the club, Kansas City Chiefs, that you're not getting all the calls and that you now have penalties. But, oh, by the way, you're not in the club because you're not even in the top 10 most penalized teams. You're just in average penalized teams, and you're just not used to getting penalized for anything. Like the whole rest of the league hated the Chiefs because every time Patrick Mahomes would throw an incompletion on a third down, there's going to be a flag holding something, and
their offensive line could play by another set of rules than everybody else could.
Oh, they did. And it was ridiculous. And so I just want to let you know, Chiefs fans, that not only are the Broncos one of the most penalized teams, let me give you a few names of teams that are penalized more than the Chiefs. The Jaguars, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Texans. The Chargers actually are about tied with you. They have like 4 less penalties with you. You know what all those teams have in common? You lost to those teams. Okay? You lost to every one of those teams that has been called for way more penalties than your Chiefs have. So quit crying about penalties. You're just not used to it. We all live with it. No more. Nobody lives with it more than the Denver Broncos, David. These guys crying about penalties is just tears of gold to me. Like, it's just had to happen. They had to quit coddling those Chiefs, especially Mahomes with the crap.
I love it. I have loved watching Chiefs channels this year. It's been a lot of fun, man, and I take a lot of entertainment in our rivals' fan base is suffering, and seeing how they come up and make sense of, you know, when their team is declining. But the way in which Patrick Mahomes plays football, he's gonna have to recreate his game a little bit. I believe that, and I don't think it's a guarantee that he will be just as effective in this next portion of his career that he was prior. And he hasn't played like a top 10 quarterback at all this year.
He hasn't.
I think he might have been. I mean, I would put him as a below average quarterback this year. I would put him below 15, and maybe that's a hot take. Because statistically, he's still, you know, done some things really well. But again, it's the passes he's thrown, the hospital balls, where he's getting his guys freaking laid out, putting the ball in just harm's way, turnovers, the red zone, interceptions that he's had all over the place. It's just been inexcusable. If we're looking at his season right now in a vacuum, outside of what he's done previously, you would say, man, this quarterback has not been clutch. He's been one of the reasons, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why they've been losing games.
Yeah. He's, I wouldn't go as far as to say he's below average. I disagree with you there. I don't know.
Okay.
We're not going to talk. The numbers probably wouldn't agree with you, but I'm with you. Like, watching him, I wouldn't say he's not anywhere near my top 5 quarterbacks. Like, he's okay. He looks inaccurate. He looks like he's making bad decisions. He's running all over the place, throwing it. Like, he just kind of like those lucky balls that his receivers were just always catching for him, or he was getting the timely penalties. They're just not there anymore. And so good luck fixing your mess there. Andy Reid, I don't know if he's coming back. Who knows what he'll do, but Chiefs are going to be in some cap trouble. Their reign is over. It's wonderful to see. They have a slim chance to get into the playoffs. If they do, they could turn it up. You never know. Anybody's game in the playoffs, but they've got work to do, man. It's nice to see. I had a few tweets on Twitter that man, Chiefs fans just came in there and like my phone was just dripping wet from all their tears. And it's like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm happy to see it as a Broncos fan. Why should I not celebrate the downfall of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the whole NFL is celebrating. It's not even just Broncos fans.
But I'll tell you what, there were some people that agreed with my short that's saying, yeah, you know what, he is declining like Russell Wilson. That's going to be fun to see.
Is that the 700,000 view that you had?
Yeah, something crazy like that across all the platforms. But
David going viral
because remember, Russell Wilson was a very good quarterback, okay? And his numbers started to slightly deter as the core and foundation around Seattle wasn't able to be maintained. Then you saw it completely fall off the rails when he was taken out of that environment. Patrick Mahomes won't be traded, so I think that will give him a better chance of finding himself back in, the top 10 of quarterbacks and stuff like that. But again, he's going to have to reinvent and change some of his habits into his 30s that I don't think are a guarantee.
Martin comes in, says, say what you want about Mahomes. You still don't want to face him in a 1-score game with the ball in his hands at the end of the game. So I think he's 1-6 or 1-7 in that scenario this year. So maybe I do want to face him with that.
Yes, dude. Shout out.
Says, what's up? Bears Game Podcast.
Dude,
Let's go.
I gotta shout out my friend Bears Game Podcast. We're gonna do a show, Mike, sometime soon. I think we've been DMing him about it, but the Bears are a really fun team to watch because they're like, the way I see them is they're like a year behind the Broncos. You know, new coach this year, new regime, and Caleb Williams has been playing awesome football. It's been inconsistent, just like Bo Nix has been.
He's a rookie-ish.
Yeah, but seeing the flashes, especially at the end of the games, he's been great at. And now he did throw that interception against Green Bay this past week, but man, that's okay, dude. I'm not even stressing about that. This Bears team and the culture that they got right now, they're going to be better from it. That very much reminded me of the loss that Denver had against KC last year on the blocked field goal at the end of the game. The Bears will come back and be better for it. But Caleb Williams and Bo Nix, I think they're a little bit more similar right now with how they're playing and their team structure and just kind of how they feel at quarterback than I would have ever anticipated going into the coming out of the 2024 NFL draft. They're a fun team to watch, man.
Yeah. Well, Bears Game Podcast, if you're still on, while you guys are working out the details on that show, maybe we'll have you on this show next week. Ooh. And that way we can get to know you a little better, and our guys can get to know you a little bit more. So David, you guys can talk about that and maybe set that up. Maybe we'll have a guest host. Too bad we don't play you, the Bears this year, because that would be fun. But at least we can talk about it. You guys are right in that playoff hunt, so maybe we'll work that out. That'd be fun.
Yeah. We got to beat Green Bay for them, and then Green Bay is back to playing the Bears the following week. So they had Chicago, Denver, Chicago. Like that's a tough 3-game stretch for the Packers.
Yeah, JP, that Bears run game is the real deal, no doubt. Ben Johnson, we trust. Bears Broncos Super Bowl. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? Holy crap! He says absolutely. All right, well, we'll work it out. We'll get you on next week, and we'll do a 3-person monsters. That's why I got the S up there for you. Never know how many monsters are going to show up. Really? David, what a banger show, man! I mean,
we crushed it.
We delivered what we said. We talked about the weapons. We talked about the offense heating up. We slandered the KC Chiefs. David's title. What was the title of your show?
Bo Nix is better than Patrick Mahomes, or has surpassed Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, we talked about it. We don't make promises we don't keep on monsters, guys. That's what we do. You can always trust on us, and we always trust on you guys to be fire in the chat, to like and subscribe. Check out Kalshi by all means, guys. This equipment is none of it's free. None of our wives want us to spend our money on this stuff, but we do it because we love talking about it and we love having you guys in the chat. You guys are the best. I think we got the best chat in all the shows. I think this show is going to be the best Broncos show of all time by the time Dave and I are done with it. So get used to these bearded, smiling faces because we're not going anywhere, are we, David?
No, man. No, and we're just getting started, dude.
Just getting started.
Just like the Broncos in having a reign of terror in the AFC West, man. Chiefs fans still aren't at that place in the stages of grief that it's over. Y'all had a great run, man. You had a great run, dude. Y'all are old, crusty. You can't draft, you can't develop, and you got $70+ million of cap to clear before you can even get cap compliant. It's going to be a mess still this year for KC. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it all goes. But it's the Broncos division now, just like it's always been outside of a few years.
Yeah. The world is tilted right. Everything's back to the way it's supposed to be. The Broncos are in charge of the AFC West. We can all relax. The world has found its equilibrium. The universe, the Lord above, has finally decided enough is enough and brought normalcy back to the world. So for all the Broncos fans, and my best guy, David Talks Broncos, follow him over there on Twitter, on YouTube. Don't forget, if you're a Buffs fan, he's got a David Talks Buffs show too. Get over on YouTube and find him. You know where to find us. Carmelini for David. We will see you all next week. And David's going to get a hold of this nice gentleman here. We're gonna bring him on. And so after we play the Packers, we're going to be able to give him some scoops on how the Broncos beat the Packers. And until then, go Broncos. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Go Broncos. Thanks,
Go
Mike.
Broncos. Woo! Love that.